Welcome back into the Rounding Third podcast, episode 225. Ronald Acuna is back. I'm Nick, and unfortunately, as you can see, Harrison is still on the IL. So hopefully he is due to come off the IL on Friday. He was feeling a little better today, had a little minor league rehab start, and looking to be back up to the big leagues here on Thursday, barring any setbacks. So we're wishing Harrison well, and he'll be back on Thursday. So until then, you are stuck with me. So sorry about that. But anyways, before we get into the show, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also follow on Instagram, Rumble, and TikTok. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. We also have our affiliate sponsors, Dick's Sporting Goods, MLB Shop, and Lids. You can find these links on the tops of all of our socials. You can if you do shopping for these companies, through these companies, you can do it through our links, and we get a nice little kickback with no additional cost to you. So a great way to support the podcast. So please check that out. We also have our Rounding Third merch on Etsy, Rounding Third Baseball. We have sweatshirts, t-shirts, tumblers. We got nice little phone cases there. Phone case I got, it's pretty cool. So I love it. And yeah, just another great way to support the podcast. So please check that out. All right. Yeah, Cap, and hopefully it's a 15-day IL, and not a 60 for Harrison. Yeah, same, buddy. I need him back. I'm tired of hearing myself ramble on, but you guys have been huge in the chat, so really, really appreciate it. All right, let's jump right into the show here. Ronald Acuna Jr. is back. My goodness, has the Braves missed him? The league has missed him. Us fans have missed him. Even if you're not a Braves fan, this is absolutely incredible the way he came back. Ambushes a first pitch fastball and drives it 467 feet in his return to the Braves. Yikes. This guy's scary when he is right. And then, just followed it up with another home run in his second game. With this return, I ask you guys in the chat, what does his season look like? And do they hold him back at all? What are we expecting out of Ronald Acuna? For me, I think his power is definitely going to be there. But do they slow him down on the bases? Maybe to hopefully not tear out another knee? That would be my guess. I think he's going to produce at the plate, but they're not going to necessarily push him. However, I do applaud the Braves for properly giving him the time he needed, right? Justin Jefferson, 476 or 467 is wild. I first game back just absolutely hammers one. It's just absolutely insane. But we've known that from this guy. This guy has serious power. He's one of the most elite talents in the league right now, and the league is better with Ronald Acuna in it, and obviously the Braves are too. And I'm with you here, Cap, and they need him, and he is one of the funnest players in the league for sure. I just wonder if we see his stolen base totals kind of decrease just to try to keep some wear and tear off his body. And maybe even see him DH, maybe get him off his feet. I don't really know. I mean, he's still young. He's got that going for him, but it will be interesting to see how the Braves use him. But he is going to be in the lineup every day. They're just that much better with Ronald Acuna in the lineup. So, for me, I think it's just you'll see his stolen base numbers decrease. Obviously, not going to see 70 stolen bases out of him. I don't even know if we'll see 30. But hey, I've been wrong before, so we will see what happens with Ronald Acuna moving forward. But good for the Braves to get him back. The Braves have turned that around, and he's I think he's gonna be a huge part of Braves' success for. All right, Marcelo Mayer. Mayer called up to replace Alex Bregman, who was put on the IL with a pulled quad. He went 0 for 4, 3 Ks in his debut. Got his first major league hit today. Single to left, nice little at bat there. we've said it before, though. The step between AAA and the MLB is big. It's a big step. You are facing the elite of the elite up here. Pitching is different, even from AAA to the MLB. Looks like he's settled in. He's had some great at bats. Tough debut, but turned it around today. But a cool little story. I was watching the Red Sox game today. He lost his car keys 3 weeks ago, and he had to find a ride to Fenway. So what happened yesterday was they called him like in between the games after Bregman got hurt, and they're like, "Hey, you got to get over to Fenway and get ready for the night game." And then he was like, "Hey, can I get a ride? My car's been parked in the parking lot for 3 weeks. I lost my keys." But it's funny. Yeah, Devers isn't going to play third base. No, I think that's where Mayer's going to be until Bregman gets back. What happens with Mayer after that, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about what they do with Mayer after Bregman comes back. The quad looks like it could be an extended period of time. I mean, I hope not for the Red Sox sake, but I think it is going to be an extended. I think he's officially on the 15-day IL, but I think that is going to be a longer injury. Yeah, I don't think they've officially put him on. They did put him on the IL, and can't find how many games. But they're saying it's, quote, worse than expected. So we'll see. It can't be too extended or the Red Sox are going to be in trouble. Unless this kid comes up and produces. So we'll see what he has. Boston fans have been screaming for Mayer, and I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Roman Anthony. And, we got one of the two. So Roman Anthony is probably one injury away, and he'll be up. So we will see what happens there. But sticking with the Red Sox, Rafael Devers hits his first walk-off home run against the Braves and then hits a walk-off single against the Orioles. This guy has been scorching hot. But I ask you this, why are the Orioles pitching to him with a base open in extra innings? Or any inning lately, for that matter. He's been so hot that if you have a base open, you got to put Devers on. He's hitting the ball to all fields with power, taking the ball out of the ballpark regularly. I don't understand why you're pitching to this guy in extra innings. You put him on first, you roll a double play. Now you got 2 outs with a runner on third. You have to play the odds there. I don't know why you pitch to Devers in that situation, and he makes you pay. He is one of the best hitters in the league. He is. If it's near the strike zone, he's going to pound it. He's a bad ball hitter too. If he gets a curveball down and in, he can golf it out like one of the best of them in the league. I just, in that situation, it's probably why the Orioles are 15 and 30 something. I mean, it's scenarios like that they keep putting themselves into and not making the right call. Yeah, they're 18 and 34. So I don't know why you pitch Rafael Devers in that situation. You got a base open. It's extra innings. Put him on. Yeah, Captain, hang on to this thought. I'm gonna bring it up. I got it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, you don't pitch to Devers in that situation. You put him on first. You make somebody else beat you in that lineup. You can't have Rafael Devers be the only guy to hurt you, and he is. So yeah, and Welsh, I'm with you. It's surprising that was his first walk-off homer. It was to me too. I mean, Devers has had some huge hits for this Red Sox team since he's been here. For me, it was absolutely surprising it was his first walk-off home run. I couldn't believe it. And as I rack my brain, when they said that on the telecast, and I'm going back and I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, he's had walk-off hits, but never a walk-off home run. So pretty crazy. But the dude's one of the hottest hitters in the league right now. You can't pitch to him in that situation. That's why the Orioles are in last place, and they'll continue to be for the time being. We'll get to the Orioles in a little bit, and we'll kind of talk about them. But all right, Kyle Schwarber crushes his 300th career home run, and he's on a tear. He's got 18. He's tied with Judge, unless they went deep again today. But I think the O's don't care. Yeah, and have anything to lose. Captain, that's a valid point. I think at this point, they fired Brandon Hyde. The Orioles just don't really care. They don't. So they're just trying to get the outs and going home. I think they're just punching the clock, going home. That's it. And it's too bad because we've been on this show talking about how we want this Orioles team to succeed. They have the young players. They didn't do anything in the offseason to make themselves better. And it's showing right now. It's terrible that they're now starting to trend back down. But we'll see if they're active at the deadline, if they do anything like selling wise to get better, or they just wait for the off season and go from there. I don't really know which direction they go at this point. Yeah, Welsh, I'm with you. Like at first I was like, I'm not sure, but I was, on the fence about them, if you will. And then I think my other dad joke was they went off the wall with these uniforms. But anyways, besides the point, I really do love them. I'll just show you. I'm going to turn my virtual background off for a minute, fellas. I painted my podcast room the green monster green. So it's pretty dang cool. I do like the jerseys. They're growing on me. Really like them. And I love that they didn't change the hats. They just changed the color of the hats. They kept everything the same and they didn't change the emblem. I think that part of it is really, really cool. But yeah, pretty awesome. I like them. But anyways, all right, back to Kyle Schwarber. Crushes his 300th career home run. What would Schwarber's Hall of Fame case be? Does he even have one? I'm asking you guys in the chat. Do we think Kyle Schwarber has a Hall of Fame case? Now, he's 32 right now, and he's realistically got 4 or 5 years left. Now, right, that puts him at 36, 37. He could be like a Nelson Cruz and bounce around at the end of his career and, DH in places and hit 30 more bombs in each season. So what realistically could we be looking at? I mean, if he hits 35, 40 home runs for the next 4 or 5 years, that puts him at 450, 460, 475, somewhere in that range. His on-base percentage is through the roof. Yeah, his average isn't there, but his on-base percentage is. And we've been kind of talking about that, especially the last few months, about on-base percentage versus batting average. And just like with pitchers, we've been talking about quality starts instead of wins. So I think he could have a case. And Captain, this is a great comparison. I am with you here. Schwarber comps, Harold Baines, and Albert Bell. I would definitely put him like around in that category. Harold Baines is in, Albert Bell is out. Those are great comparisons. I just don't know how much productivity he's going to have after these next 4 or 5 years, because baseball history says that, batters tend to trend downwards, after 35. Albert Bell, 381, 295 career batting average, 1,200 RBIs. He's 40 WAR. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. 5-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger. Pretty crazy there. Harold Baines, though, for me, he's one of these guys that was a great player, fantastic player, but to me really wasn't a Hall of Famer. And I could be in the minority there. Juan Gonzalez is another one. Yeah, absolutely. Another great comparison. Harold Baines, 289 average, 1,300 runs. I mean, he does have close to 3,000 hits. He's got 2,866. So, I mean, that's up there. 384 homers, career WAR of 38.7. I mean, yeah, a great player, borderline Hall of Famer. I don't know how I feel about Baines, but it doesn't matter because it's not my issue, I guess. Edward, he will be back. Harrison has been on the IL the last 2 weeks, been really sick, but he will be back. It's been me carrying the show with everybody in the chat. The chat has been incredible and has helped us carry this show the last 2 weeks. So I want to thank you guys for keeping me in the conversation. So it doesn't seem like I'm just talking to myself for 3 hours. You guys have been absolutely incredible. So thank you to you guys. Harrison, it misses you guys terribly. He will be back. He was trying to come back tonight, and at the last minute, he was a last minute scratch from the lineup. So we had to send him back for one more rehab start, and hopefully Thursday he'll be ready to go. So he'll be back, Edward. Don't you worry. But yeah, so simple question in the chat. Schwarber Hall of Fame or not? Yes or no? For me, I'm going to take the middleman Dan answer, like our old colleague Sean always used to say. I'm going to say he could be both. I think it depends on if he can average the 35 to 40 home runs the next 4 or 5 years. If he can average, the 35, 40 home runs the next 5 years, keep his on-base percentage up around 350, 400, I think he has a chance. Yeah. There are all players that were really good for their time, but never top 10, 15 in baseball. Yeah, Captain's a great point. I absolutely agree. And it's too bad. I mean, we talk about the Hall of Fame's kind of watered down as it is because there's guys in there that shouldn't be. There's guys that are out that should be in, but that's the world we live in. That's the Hall of Fame world we live in. Do they deserve to be in? Yeah, some of them do for sure. Absolutely. Edward, we just actually talked about Mayer a little bit back, but I think he's going to be good. He's going to come in. He's going to settle in. He's going to find his spot in this Red Sox lineup. It looks like Bregman's going to be out for an extended period of time. And I think Mayer could find a home there at third base. And all reports out there are saying that Bregman might opt out at the end of the season. He's not happy with what's going on in the Red Sox organization. So that pretty crazy. This injury might change his mind because he's not going to be there to put up the stats. I don't know. But if Bregman goes, Mayer could be our future third baseman, and Devers just stays in that DH spot. Now we just got to find a way to get Roman Anthony up here. But I like the kid. Even though he had a tough debut, he had good at bats, and finally got his first major league hit today. So I do like Marcelo Mayer. I think he's going to fit in nicely for sure. All right. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. So 8-game winning streak heading into Saturday. They lost it Saturday night. Marlins beat them. I think it was 6-3. I think it was the final. What do you guys think? Will the Angels keep the momentum and compete all year in a toss-up AL West? Now, I know the Mariners are, clearly the front runners right now. I don't know what to think about the Rangers. I don't know what to think about the Astros. The A's have kind of fallen back down. They're 7 games out of first place. Angels have moved up to 4th with this win streak. So they are tied with the Rangers right now, 4 games back. The Astros are 1.5 back. So, I mean, this could also be a thing where it's still the Astros division until it's not. This is a great question, John. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I don't think Trout knows. I haven't even heard anything about his injury status coming back. I mean, I don't know. I want a healthy Trout, as we said. I mean, he had nine home runs already before he got hurt. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it says he's set for final hurdle before injury return. That was released an hour ago. So he's progressing to come back. He is running the bases. So hopefully he'll be back before long. I think it would be huge for that Angels team. And if he does come back, then I think the Angels have a legit shot to compete. I mean, do they win? No, I don't think so. For me, it's the Astros division until somebody can knock them off. Mariners look like they could be there. They got their starting pitching coming back. So I don't know. I think it's a toss-up between the Mariners and the Astros right now. Yeah, it's the same answer. Yeah. Yeah, it's always going to be the question mark or answer with Trout. Is he going to be healthy? The answer is no, unfortunately, and it's terrible. Yeah, let's go Red Sox. I'm with you, Edward, for sure. Yeah, Ron Washington's the man. He has them playing really well, but I don't think they're going to be able to hang on. I I agree. I mean, they have some nice pieces in there. We're going to get to it. I think it's on my next slide. Taylor Ward. Um, this kid's an animal and is killing it right now. Him, Jorge Soler with some thump in that lineup. Um, it's crazy. But yeah, 10 straight games with an extra base hit. That sets an Angels record. First MLB player since Anthony Rendon did it with the Nationals. So Anthony Rendon, jokes aside, he was a beast for the Nationals in that stretch, even that whole year, really. But yeah, the Angels do have some great pieces there. Can they put it all together? I'm not really sure. Yeah. John, yeah, still no Harrison, still sick. He is hopefully going to be back Thursday. He was going to try to come on today, last minute scratch. But just me carrying the show for now and carrying it with you guys. So really appreciate it. But he'll be back. We miss him. He misses you guys. He'll be back soon. Promise. I didn't shun him. All right. Yeah, and give respect where respect are due. Mike, where respect is due, Mike Trout is a monster. Yeah, when he's on the field, he's an absolute monster. But the last few years, he can't stay on the field. I mean, we saw a few years ago, 120 games, 40 home runs, crazy. 85 RBIs, but that's a joke because nobody else could get on in front of him. But when he's on the field, it's a joke how good that dude is. He just can't stay healthy at this point. He's got too many injury problems. Did you? Yeah, probably. Did I just condemn Taylor Ward to massive contract and 40 games a year for a different team? Yeah, most likely. Yeah, my bad. Do they have enough pieces to be buyers to be contenders? That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, I think the guys that they have that they want to build around are the ones that that other teams would be interested in, right? I mean, Neto, you're not going to let go. I mean, Soler, you're not going to take that power out if Mike Trout can't get back. Hoppy, that's a great one. He's their catcher of the future. I don't think they would trade him. I mean, I think they could be buyers at the deadline, Chad. I know what you're saying. They want to make moves without giving up too much. I don't really know what their minor league status is, who they got for talent coming up. They do have a couple young kids, but I think they will buy. Kenley Jansen's actually, other than that hiccup against Detroit where he gave up 3 home runs in that inning, he's been lights out for them at the back end of that bullpen. And he has held some games down for them. So I don't know. I mean, they're hot. I just don't know if they quite have it. Again, it's early. It's a long season. We'll see. Yeah, Kareem Paris, Christian Moore are pieces to move and they could be. But I don't know who you move them for. I don't know exactly what the Angels need. Maybe another starting pitcher. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, as the token Mariners comes in and says Angels are fool's gold right now, they'll be 15, 20 games under by year's end. And they could be. Yeah, I can see that for sure. I had them finishing last behind the A's. I mean, the A's just snapped a 10-game losing streak, which was pretty tough to watch there. And the A's problem is they just can't prevent runs. I mean, they're putting runs on the board. Nick Kurtz has come up and just destroyed it so far. That kid is hitting tanks for the A's, big hits and big situations. Butler's been good. Langoliers has been good. Rooker hit another bomb last night. So the A's have pieces. They just can't prevent them right now. Mason Miller is not the Mason Miller that we saw. He's been giving up too many bombs late in games. But I don't know where the A's are at this point. I think them and the Angels are going to be battling for last place when it's all said and done. But yeah, pretty nice little stretch of games from Taylor Ward here. Pretty cool. The A's are good, and I would say very raw, Captain. Yeah, very raw. Yes, you have some veteran pitchers. You have Severino. You have Jeffrey Springs. They just had this kid come up, Lopez, and strike out 9, like against the Phillies. Had a crazy start. So they have some young guys that are going to be very good in this league. And I think at this point, the A's are actually going to hang on to them. Knowing that Vegas is 4 or 5 years away, I think that they hold on to these guys and actually start to build a contender. So we'll see what happens this year, if they can improve and keep getting better, which they have, I think. I think that's a tough ballpark to prevent runs in. I mean, the ball flies out of that ballpark, so it's just hard. A's get Houston next. That's going to be a tough battle for them for sure. And then this is where I'm with you here, John. When they get to Vegas, they are going to drop some serious money on pitching. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to make a deal for Bryce Harper to bring him home to Las Vegas, depending on where the Phillies are at that point. I am with you here 1,000%. I think he is trying to spend what the league wants him to spend to get them off his back, but to also bank money so when he gets to Vegas, he can just unload and build a contender. I'm with you 1,000% here. All right. Oh, O'Neal Cruz, man. Holy smokes. I don't know if you guys saw the clip today. He breaks his own StatCast record with a 122.9 mile per hour home run into the Allegheny River. And I put here, imagine if/when Cruz finds consistency. He could be the scariest hitter in the major leagues. It's already scary that the ball can come off his bat at 123 miles an hour. Absolutely wild. If he can have any type of consistency, this dude is going to be one of the best players in the majors. At the plate, anyways. Defense is something else to be desired, but yeah, good God, it was a sonic boom. Dude, like, he hit it so hard, like, and the expression on his face was hilarious. He was just like, yeah, I can't even really believe that happened. It's just absolutely insane. Yeah, and John, yeah, still worst defender in baseball at a couple positions. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, I kind of kept saying, I was like, best player in Major League Baseball at the plate, because defense is something to be desired for sure. Yeah, and speaking of raw, Captain, yeah, absolutely. Raw talent. But man, can this dude connect with a baseball. It is something to see. And that one was crazy. It was an absolute line shot that somehow still ended up into the river, cleared the bleachers, and just absolute piss missile. Absolutely crazy. Tarek Skubal. Yeah, right. They're not brothers, are they? O'Neal and Ellie De La Cruz aren't brothers, are they? No, they have different last names. But I mean, I know what you're saying. They both have they're both Cruzes. It'd be kind of cool if they did end up there. But yeah, I mean, he's a Pirate, so would not surprise me if a team comes in and steals him away. Like, maybe him and Scanes go together, some deal. They probably end up with a freaking Yankees, like everybody does, but whatever. So Tarek Skubal, ho-hum, just another completely dominating outing. This dude is automatic every time he is on the mound. 2-hit, 13K complete game. I ask you guys this. Are we witnessing one of the best of this generation? Is Skubal one of the best pitchers of this upcoming generations? Does he have a Hall of Fame trajectory? Yeah, absolutely lit it up. less than 100 pitches too. 13 Ks. Just good morning, good afternoon, good night. Back to the dugout. Thank you very much. When this guy's on, I have the most fun watching this guy when he is on. Like, don't get me wrong, I love watching guys leave the ballpark at 123 miles an hour, hitting a ball 475 feet. I love seeing that. But seeing some guy go out on the mound and just absolutely blow hitters away, it's something else. I love it. Yeah, and you both are kind of on the same track here, Johns. Temple, if he can put together another 2-3 years straight, then we'll talk. Absolutely fair, and depends on his elbow health. Yeah, guy throws 100 miles an hour, right? Does the elbow hold up? We don't know. Track record says across the league that it doesn't. So we will see. But I can't wait to turn on the game when I know this dude is starting. It's absolutely incredible. Wild. All right. Ty France. So over to our Minnesota Twins here, John Carter. Hits his first career walk-off home run Friday night. Twins have won 16 of their last 18. That was after Saturday. Is it time to start considering the Minnesota Twins in the mix? Yeah, 101.9. He ended the game on a 103-mile-an-hour fastball. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, and Captain agree. He's in the conversation and needs a couple more seasons. I agree. But John Carter, how are you feeling about your Twins right now? Is it time to start considering the Minnesota Twins in the mix? This is a great point. Careful, we'll break your hearts when it counts. Listen, I'm a Sox fan. I get it. We will. And you think the Twins are in that same boat, huh? What a stupid move by the Mariners cutting him last year. That's who the Mariners get next. I mean, France wasn't really doing anything for the Mariners in that last season, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it was a tough stretch for him. I mean, I'm glad he's turned it around because he had shown like moments of brilliance, but he did not have a great 2024, did he? I mean, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs in 88 games, 67 hits. Then he went to Cincinnati, played 52 games. He had 45 hits. So he had a total of 13 home runs last year. He's got 4 so far this year. Unless he went deep today, then he's got 5. But I don't know. At the time, Mariners didn't really need him. And I don't know. And better than what we have going on now. Yeah, okay, agree. Buxton is coming back in a few days. We are good when we have scrappy, healthy players. Yeah, and it's always been that with the Twins, man. It's health, absolute health with the Twins. It's really tough when they're not because they are a talented team, but can't stay on the field. So we'll see. Yeah, 3-team race in the Central, Detroit, and then 2 of the 3 to dropping 2 of the 3 to Cleveland. Yeah, it's Detroit, it's KC, and it's Minnesota. And the Guardians. I mean, I don't. The AL Central is still so tough for me to predict. The Tigers are 4 games up to the Guardians and the Twins. So I don't know. I mean, are the Tigers coming back down to earth? Maybe. Royals are right there at 5 back. The White Sox are 16 and a half back, but it's going to be a 4-team race for sure. Unless the Twins keep getting hurt, which they're known for. Cody Clemens has been a revelation. Yeah, he's been really good for them too. Byron Buxton is definitely on my what if for sure. We've talked about this guy numerous times. It could be a perennial 40-40 guy, but just can't stay on the field. It's tough because he has immense talent. So we'll see. I'm actually trying to work out a what if list with what these guys, with projected numbers, if these guys didn't miss time. So I have a what if list going on, and trying to figure out like mathematically like what they would be at the end of their careers or what they would be at now. So working on that behind the scenes, but is pretty cool. But Buxton is definitely in there. Tigers are going to end up with the best record in the AL, 96 to 101 wins. I could see that. I think they are one of the two best teams in the AL. The Yankees are still the Yankees. Do the Tigers leapfrog the Yankees as the best team in the AL? I mean, they could. They could. Yeah, the Royals have a bat coming up real soon. Caglianone paired with Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be something to see. The Royals are close. Like I said, I don't know the status on Raggins or Lugo if they're back. I know they were on the 15-day IL last week. So they'll get those guys back. Caglianone's coming up, real quick. I don't know if he's been elevated to AAA yet. But let's see. I know he had been absolutely destroying AA. They did move him up to AAA. He's got 4 games there. So he's coming soon. He's in Omaha right now. He will be on the Royals before the end of the year for sure. Yeah, the first round picks in the lineup: Correa, Buxton, Larnach, Miranda, and Lee. We should be good. Yeah, you should be. I agree. And the Twins, I've said it before, they've always been that team that, you kind of like, I don't know what the Twins are going to be this year. Then they end up winning the AL Central. They were like the Astros there for a while, where it's like they win the AL Central every year and then they just lose in the first round. Same thing with the Brewers. Win the NL Central every year, lose in the first round. So I don't know. AL Central, like I've said it before, AL Central and the NL wild card are going to be the craziest races to watch down the stretch. I know it's May. A lot of things can happen, but those are the 2 races that I'm watching out for sure. Royals need starting pitching 1,000%. They need another 3 or 4 starter in there to really solidify them. Would be 6 if Kirilloff didn't medically retire. Yeah, that's killer because he was good. But all right, so Captain's projection: Tigers, Guardians, KC, Twins, and Sox. Okay, I mean, I don't hate that. I mean, I think if the Royals aren't careful, I think the Twins and Royals could be flip-flop there. They're kind of skating it a little bit. But they get hot, but then they get really cold. I still don't know how to feel about the Royals. Unfortunately, Harrison would be able to speak more on that than I would. But that's not a bad projection. I like that projection, Captain, for sure. All right. Couple discussions for you guys. Which last place team has the best chance to compete next year? So who is the best last place team here? For me, I would have said no brainer. It's the Orioles, right? I don't know if I can say that in good faith anymore. They are such a train wreck right now that I don't know if I can say that the Orioles are the best last place team. For me right now, it could be the Athletics followed by the Marlins, honestly. Yeah. Okay. So you say Baltimore, then Vegas. Yeah, that's a great one, John. Yeah, for me, I mean, I would agree. Not the Rockies. I mean, they are close. They're close, but not quite there, Cap. And I'm with you. I would say the Orioles, but I think they're too far gone at this point. Unless they really overhaul their entire pitching staff, they don't have a shot. I'm going to put the A's over the Orioles right now. I'm taking the A's over the Royals. If I want an organization right now to buy out of these 6, I'm taking the Athletics. I mean, Orioles need too much. Is the talent there? No doubt. But I don't know if I can go in and fix that clubhouse or whatever's going on there. They need an entire new pitching staff, and then we can talk. But Sox and Rockies should play to best of 7 for the number 1 pick. That would be absolutely epic. I'm here for that. That would be incredible to watch. That would be sick. Captain says probably the A's, O's, Miami, White Sox, Rockies, Pirates. Okay, I don't hate that order. I'm with you with the A's, the Orioles, and Miami for sure. I think I would put. That's hard. I think I would put the Pirates in front of the Rockies just because of Paul Skeens, and that's it. Like, like Chad says, Pirates need to get some bats. Skeens becoming DeGrom 2.0 and not in a good way. Yeah. I put out the stat on last Thursday. It was something like in 17 starts, or 10 starts, he's given up 17 runs and lost to 7 of those starts. It's crazy. They have no bats, 0 offense. It's wild. Even if the Rockies have the worst record, they don't get the number 1 pick because of MLB rules. Best they can pick next year is 10th. Yeah. They can't even lose correctly. Yeah. I agree. I'm putting Rockies last, I think, on this list for sure. They're in the worst division in baseball to try to compete in. And there's no help coming. There's no free agents that want to sign there unless they are at the end of their career trying to hang on for dear life. That's the only reason you sign in Colorado. They don't have the money to go out and buy a big free agent. The only big free agents that you have a chance of going there are guys that are chasing a home run record, maybe, but none of those guys really are. So I don't know. Yes, Gaines is getting Felixed for sure. Captain says Pirates talent-wise are better, but they will move their best players as soon as they get the chance. Okay, that's fair. I'm with you then. I think you could put the Rockies in front of the Pirates then because of how they deal with their stars. That's a fantastic point. I can definitely get behind that for sure. But yeah, I don't know. For me right now, it's the A's, the Orioles, Miami, White Sox. White Sox have some young talent coming up. They're good. And then I would go Pirates, Rockies myself. But I definitely see where you're coming from, Captain. That's a very, very great point. All right. Now to flip the script a little bit, fellas. Who is the worst first place team in the league? The Yankees, the Tigers, the Mariners, the Phillies, the Cubs, or the Dodgers? Who's the worst first place team here? Now, for me, right now, with the way they're playing, and this might be crazy for me to say, but I think it's the Dodgers at this present moment. Now, are they the worst overall? I don't think so. But at the moment, they're not playing well. They're not playing well at all. So for me, at this current moment, it's the Dodgers. Now they're getting guys back. They just got Edman back. But yeah, I mean, they're 5-5 in their last 10. They're kind of slumping. And this is Mariners right now, John says, and then John Carter says Cubbies are the team I have the least faith in. Yeah, I can see that as well. Cubs and the Cardinals are playing well. The Cubs are only 2 games up. Phillies are 2.5 up on the Mets. Dodgers are 1.5 on the Giants. So, I mean, again, early but tight races there. AL East is the biggest lead right now. Yankees 6 games up on the Rays, 6.5 on the Red Sox. Blue Jays and Orioles drift in behind. Mariners are 1.5 games up, and Tigers are 4, like we said earlier. So, yeah, I think the NL Central right now, I think the Cardinals are playing way above my expectations. I think the Cubbies could fall back for sure. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, Dan Wilson cost the Mariners 2 games this weekend. That will do it. So, I mean, maybe the Mariners are the worst team, worst first place team at this moment. But And then Kaplan agrees. Seattle, they need to prove they can keep this up. I think that's a great point too. You know, we said before the season, like, where are the Mariners going to find hits? Where are they going to find runs? So far in the first month and a half, they've found it. Can they keep it up? I mean, Cal Raleigh, 17 bombs already. Can Julio Rodriguez, finally find it and get going? I mean, I'm not asking him to have 17 hits in a weekend like he did last year, but he's got to find it here more consistently. But to the Mariners' credit, they have found the bats in the first month and a half. So I think that's a valid point. They do have to prove that they can keep it up, and have their manager not cost them games. But for me right now, I think worst to best, I think I'm kind of leaning. I'd probably go Mariners, Cubs, Dodgers, Phillies, Tigers, Yankees. Right now. Now the Dodgers are that low. Like I said, they're 5-5 in the last game. They got a lot of holes right now, a lot of injuries. They will be better. They will be healthy at the end of the year. But as of right now, and the way they're playing, but that's how I would go. Worst, Mariners, Cubs, Dodgers, Phillies, Tigers, Yankees is how I would rank them right now. I think the Yankees right now, no matter what happens to them, they find ways to win. Although they did lose to the Rockies in the first game of that series, but whatever. It's baseball. Chad says, I wouldn't say worse, but I have the least amount of faith in the Mariners to maintain. And that's fair. That's absolutely fair point. Absolutely fair. And I know this comes in cycles, right? Because they have different stretches in the schedule where, it's an easier schedule. Some teams run through a gauntlet. Like, I get that it's an ever fluid thing. But I'm just going on how they're playing right now. And for me, it's the Dodgers. The Dodgers look like they are not playing up to their potential. Now, it's a high bar. I get it. But 5-5 in your last 10, we're sitting here expecting a 120 win ball club. 120 win team doesn't go 5-5 in a stretch. They're always 6-4 or better. But yeah, so I'm with you guys. I think it's right now it's the Mariners. So, all right. What to do with umpires? Let's dive into this. I brought it up Thursday because of the whole Walker Buehler stuff, but in the wake of Buehler and Cora ejections last week, should an umpire get tossed for wrongfully tossing a player who argued a call and was right? Now, I saw this post. I can't remember whose website it was on, but I do give them credit for it. This was not my idea. But I saw this and thought this was absolutely incredible. And then I think it was Chad that sent it to me in the messages about this. So in the wake of this, do we think umpires should get tossed for wrongfully ejecting another player that argued? For me, I say yes. I say absolutely yes. The power trip on these guys need an ego check. And that's all that Walker Buehler one was last week, was just absolute ego. Because Buehler goes, how is it 2-0? That pitch was right down the middle. And the umpire yells back, get on the mound. He's like, I'm on the mound. That pitch was right down the middle. An umpire comes out from behind home plate, ripping his mask off, and charges after Buehler and says, get on the mound. Of course he's going to get defensive. And Buehler was right. The pitch was right down the middle. So should they be able to get tossed from a game for tossing a player that was arguing a call that was right? I think I'm with that. Yeah, absolutely. You got to check these egos at the door. This is absolutely insane. I said on Thursday, these guys should be ornaments. The best umpires, nobody knows their name, right? Angel Hernandez, CB Buckner, Joe West, all of them are famous, not because they were great umpires. Let's just put it out that way. So John Carter says, yes, they need to be held accountable, not by players, but by a governing body, aka the Angel Hernandez clause. I love that. You can't argue balls and strikes. And it's a fair point. That is a rule. And I completely understand that. That being said, Captain says, I think umpires should be fined just like players. Yeah. And I like what Max Scherzer said. I think it was the beginning of last year. He said that these guys should be treated like players. They should be moved down to AAA and moved up to MLB. They should be fluid between the both leagues. If you have a few bad games in a row, you put on probation or sent to the minors, and the best minor league umpires come up. So at the end of every month, end of every series, whatever, you rank your umpires, you send them down, you bring some up. I think that would be a great way to do it. However, the umpires have a union, so that would never fly, right? So I get that aspect as well, but for me, it's not the balls and strikes. I don't care if you blow balls and strikes to a certain degree, but you got to check the egos at the door. The egos are too much. I can't handle it anymore. There's no reason it should have escalated to that point with Walker Buehler and Alex Cora on I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. The funniest thing was the Red Sox put out a post and they put the bullpen phone cover back on the phone, and the caption read, the bullpen phone cover has been activated off the IL. So pretty funny. Yeah, Cap, and some of these umps make $400K. Yeah, and it's their full-time job, right? It's not like the NFL where they're like lawyers and school teachers and then they go ref the NFL on the weekends. These guys are full-blown, full-time umpires, and they make good money. Absolutely. Chad, fantastic point. I love this. Players get tossed when leaving their position for arguing. Umps should get tossed if they do the same to engage. 1,000% with you. There was a minor league umpire that got tossed, I want to say 2 summers ago, where he completely crossed the line, but he like bumped into a coach and like shoved him. So another umpire actually threw the other umpire out of the game, which I had never seen before. But so you do see it. It's rare, but I'm with you. If an umpire leaves his position to go argue like that guy did, rips off his mask and charges the mound after Buehler, you got to go, buddy. Sorry. Not okay. Yeah, I love the call-up, send-down idea too. But like I said, the union, there's no way the umpires union would go for that. But it makes the most sense. Like if you want to do it quarterly or after every month, your top 10%, your lowest 10% umpires in the major league go down to AAA, and they can earn their way back up. If they're in the top 10% of the minor league umpires, they can come back up to the show. It would be great. I'm with Max Scherzer on that. They have to be held accountable and know that there's a threat to their job if they're bad at it. And like I said, it's not the blown calls. It's not the missed calls. Like, I understand those will happen. But stop with the ego trips. It's enough. We're not here to see you guys. We're really not. Unless you're dancing doing the YMCA between innings, that's the only reason I want to see you. But other than that, I don't want to see you. So, yeah, I think we're getting to this point, John, where they are, with the onset of the robo umps possibly coming. I think there's going to be a time where they are just there to interpret rules, right? They stand behind home plate and they get a buzz in their ear if it's strike. And if they don't, it's a ball, and they call it that way. Can't be any arguments that way, at least with balls and strikes. They can be there to call fair and foul, safer out. We probably even have the technology to call fair and foul now. Look at tennis, how fast that they have those, right? These guys are serving balls 130 miles an hour, missing it by a hair. They can challenge it. They look at the board and boom, yep, that's out. They can probably do the same thing in baseball. They have the technology. It can be done. And I think this is where it's going. I think during the lockout, they will have something in place that's going to change. Might even see it before. I've been on here saying that I thought the ABS was going to come out after the lockout, but it looks like they might be ready to implement this in 2026. So we will see. But John says that needs to be redone during this upcoming strike. A total revamp from high A ball to the big leagues. Agree. Chad says allow players and managers to criticize umpires. They are not endangered species. MLB should stop protecting egos. Yeah. And that's my thing. I said it before. It's the egos with these guys that needs to stop. Call balls and strikes. And listen, we're all human. We're going to miss calls. Listen, I couldn't do it. I'll tell you right now. I'm sitting here criticizing them, but I couldn't stand behind a home plate and call balls and strikes accurately. I would do my damnedest, but I know I'd miss some. We're human. I expect there to be some error. But I'm also the kind of guy that would be like, you know what? Like, I missed that one. Sorry. And that's that. Like, I don't have to get all defensive about it, right? I really don't. There's no need to. But we will see what happens going forward with that. I think they will address it in the lockout or even before, because the umpires in the league have something else going that's not really involved with the players and the owners. So this might be handled completely separate. I don't know. We will see. All right. So here it is, Captain. The Indy 500 was today and baseball Saturday. A fan in Boston pours milk all over himself in celebration of a home run. I said the same day as the Indy 500. This wasn't the same day, but he did it Saturday to get ready for the Indy 500. And then a fan in Queens did it also after the Mets knocked off the Dodgers. So two fans in two separate places poured milk on themselves during a celebration. Absolutely pretty cool. Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, and the guy in New York had like a beard. So, I mean, he was just like covered head to toe in milk. It's just absolutely crazy. Yeah, that is gold. Yeah, I agree. 1,000%. Pretty cool. But yeah. All right. Happy belated birthday, Cap'n J-Ro. So a little birdie told me it was your birthday last Thursday when we were on and I didn't know. So if someone messaged me on the side, told me it was your birthday, I want to wish you a belated happy birthday. I want to thank you for your support, everything you bring to the show every week. It really is appreciated. So happy birthday, happy belated birthday. And I hope it was a great one. And thank you for being a huge supporter of our podcast. We really, really appreciate it. But yeah, and yeah, it made you laugh. Yeah, me too, for sure. It was so funny. It's so hot. Milk was a bad choice. But yeah, all the happy birthdays are coming in. There we go. But yeah, man, pretty cool. We, like I said, really appreciate you coming on. I know, J-Ro. I know, Captain. It's all good. It was pretty cool. So appreciate it. Yeah. But no, me and Harrison appreciate you too, but we appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are incredible. We love that you love coming on here and talking baseball with us, but just wanted to give you a shout out for sure. Because you guys have all helped me these last couple of weeks with Harrison on the IL. So greatly appreciated. So with that being said, fellas, are we ready? It is Who Is That Guy? Okay. So here we go. Who is this MLB player? Right fielder that played from 15 to 22 for the Cardinals and the Athletics. Finished 6th in the Rookie of the Year voting in 2015. Wore number 55 with the Cardinals, 25 with the Athletics. Best known for getting hit at every base in the same inning as he made his way around the bases. Who is that guy? This is one of the funniest clips I have ever seen in my life. It is nice, John. It is Stephen Piscotty. Nice job. It's like the British announcer that goes around about getting hit in the face and stuff. So Stephen Piscotty got hit to get on first base. He got hit by a pitch. Then he gets on first base, gets hit with a pickoff throw, gets on the Scott Sterling. That's who it is. Scott Sterling. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah, that clip is absolutely hilarious, and they do it with Stephen Piscotty. He then gets hit on a pickoff throw back to second, and then I think it was a play at third, gets hit in the back, and then gets hit again sliding into home later that inning. But yeah, good captain. Yeah, Piscotty. Brain fart. I saw this clip the other day. Yeah, it's one of the best ones. I laugh my butt off every single time I see that one. But yeah, Stephen Piscotty, 255 career average, 643 career hits, 93 home runs, 354 RBIs, 23 career stolen bases, 7.1 career WAR. So Stephen Piscotty. Oh my goodness, dropping everything here. All right, here's the next one. Who is this MLB player? Starting pitcher from 89 to 04 for the Royals, A's, Mets, Angels, and finished his career back with the Royals. One-time All-Star in 95, ERA title in 93, where he finished third in the Cy Young voting. Pitched in the 2002 World Series with the Angels. Who is that guy? It was like watching Major League in real life. Yeah. And the helmet twice. Yeah. Crazy. Anybody know who this is? No, good guess. Not Saberhagen. Good guess. John Carter, 2 for 2 tonight. Kevin Appier is correct. 169 and 137 win-loss record, 3.74 ERA, 2,595 and a third innings pitched, almost 2,000 Ks, 1,994, and a 54.5 career WAR. So pretty decent pitcher during his time there. Yes, nice job, John. Kevin Appier. All right, here's the next one. Who is this MLB player? Shortstop from 01 to 2011 for the Astros, Twins, Tigers, and Indians. Biggest quote-unquote power year was 2005 when he belted 11 home runs. Wore number 3 and number 28 with the Astros. Who is that guy? No, John, I don't want you to stop answering. This is the point of it. I want you guys to get these. But who is this guy? Light hitting shortstop. I remember him mostly with the Astros for sure. But who is this? Are we going to have the battle of the 55s? Yeah, maybe. I didn't even notice that, but possibly. Who is this guy? Anybody got him? Oh, did I stump you guys? Who is this? Let's see. Like I said, Houston from 01 to 07, the Twins for 1 year in 08, the Tigers for 2 years, 09 and 2010, and then Cleveland in 2011, and then his career was finished. But who is this? Going once, going twice. This is Adam Everett. Adam Everett had a 242 career average, 668 career hits, 40 home runs, 283 RBIs, 67 stolen bases, 12.6 career WAR. So, like I said, totally remember. He might have been a background character in Little Big League. Actually, it might have been before his Little Big League might have been before his time. Let me check real quick. That's a good question. Let's see. Looking up the cast and crew here of let's see. I mean, I know Junior was in there. The unit was in there. Who else we got? Lou Piniella, Templeton, Ivan Rodriguez, Alomar Jr., Carlos Baerga, Eric Anthony, Wally Joyner, Dave Magadan, Lenny Webster, Paul O'Neill, Paul Mara, Dean Palmer, Tim Raines, Chris Berman was in there. So that was the list of all the major leaguers that were in that movie. So pretty cool. But yeah, so he wasn't in Little Big League. But yeah. John Temple, that sees Kevin Elster. Joke. I mean, he could have been. I don't know. I just looked. But yeah, I know of him, but never would have gotten that one. Yeah, it was a little bit tougher, a little bit more obscure. But all right. Here's the next one. Who is this MLB player? Third and first baseman from 03 to 2010 for the Rockies, and last year of his MLB career in Baltimore. Finished fourth in the Rookie of the Year voting in 2005. Received MVP votes in 06 when he had a 29 homer and 120 RBI season. Who is that guy? So the best he did was, like I said, finished, 15th in the MPV voting that year in 06. But played almost all of his career with the Rockies, finish off in 2010, and then never found a job after that. But does anybody know who this is? This one might be a bigger pull too. Start with a C, does not start with a C. His initials are G.A. G.A. Might give it away, might not. We will see. Anybody got it? He almost had 100 career home runs. So close. Yes, Captain. Good. It is Garrett Atkins. Nice job. 285 career batting average, 835 career hits, 99 home runs, 488 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, 4 career WAR. Yes, John. Good. Garrett Atkins. Good, Captain. Garrett. Yep. Got it. Yep. Garrett Atkins for sure. Nice job, fellas. There we go. All right. Here is the next one. Got a few more for you. Who is this MLB player? Third baseman and shortstop from 2010 to 2015 for the Pirates, Red Sox, Padres, Royals, and the Braves. WAR numbers 77 and 23 for the Red Sox, number 3 for the Pirates and Padres. The most games he ever played in a single season was his last year in Atlanta, where he played 84 games. Who is that guy? Now, this guy was more of like a utility player, didn't really have a starting job. He's from the DR. Batted right, threw right, obviously kind of playing in the infield there. Remember him briefly with the Red Sox, of course. Being a Red Sox fan, I saw him. Remember him coming over from the Pirates. He was supposed to be pretty good. Never really panned out anywhere. Didn't play a lot. Just kind of like that last guy off the bench type thing. Severino. Nope. It's a good guess. Not Severino. Nope. Not Ramirez. That's a good guess. This might be a deep pull. This one's probably the toughest one I got on here for sure this week. He was supposed to be good, just never really panned out. Like I said, this is Pedro Ciriaco. He had a 268 career average, 164 career hits, 5 home runs, 51 RBIs, 35 stolen bases, and a .8 career WAR. So, like I said, not a fantastic career, fizzled out pretty quick. Last guy off the bench type of thing. But yeah, remembered him with the Red Sox mostly, and just never panned out. So Pedro Siriaco. All right, here is the next one. Yeah, you like that one? Great pull. Yeah, a tough one. All right, here is the next one. Who is this MLB player? And I'll give you a hint. We talked about him last week. DH, left fielder, and first baseman from 2020 to 2022 for the White Sox and Giants. He wore number 49 and 73 for the White Sox and number 6 for the Giants. Best known for taking Willian Astudillo deep in a 3-0 count and being shunned from the White Sox organization for it. Who is that guy? Definitely talked about this guy, about should you swing on a 3-0 pitch, being up big late in a game, off position player. And pretty much the White Sox were done with him after that. Also went to the Giants and retired early because I think he just kind of talked his way out and was like, I'm done with baseball, done with the politics in it. And he just left. Kind of regrets retiring, but it is what it is. It is Yermin Mercedes. Yes, took Astudillo deep, not this guy. It is Yermin Mercedes. Yermin Mercedes, 261 career average, 82 career hits, 8 home runs, 45 RBIs, no stolen bases, .3 career WAR. Yes, Mercedes is correct. Yeah. John, do you think I had I'm going to go back and check the picture. Is that not the right picture? Yeah, he's 73 there. That's Yermin Mercedes. Yeah. So, but yep, Yermin Mercedes is correct. All right. Last one I think you guys could pull as we all watched the Braves growing up. So this is the last one. Second and third baseman from 94 to 03 for the Padres, Royals, Braves, and Padres. Spent the bulk of his career on the Braves, wore number 1 and 7 with the Braves. Pinch hit for the Braves quite a bit during his tenure there. Who is that guy? Was Yermin Mercedes Cuban? No, he's from the DR. So, you misread the years. I got you. All good. No, yeah, Captain, he's from the DR. Nope, not Otis Nixon, John Temple. Good guess. Not Nixon. Who is this guy? Might have forgotten about him. I'm a really, really light hitting infielder. But definitely a good one. Yeah, brain fart for sure. Once you hear the name, you'll be like, oh, yeah, for sure. And it's so hard with the guys that I picked that don't have like any all-stars or anything like that. Wally Joyner. Nope, not Joyner. Good guess. Like I said, this guy, middle infielder mostly, second base, third base. Keith Lockhart is correct. Nice job, John Carter. 261 career average, 591 career hits, 44 home runs, 268 RBIs, 30 stolen bases, 6.0 career WAR. Ooh, Walt Weiss isn't a bad guess either, but not Walt Weiss. It is Keith Lockhart. Nice pull, John Carter. Nice work. All right. Nice. All right. This next segment, fellas, I'm trying it out. So I don't know how it will look for you guys. I know you're a little bit delayed. So I'm hoping you guys can do it. What will happen is I have hidden behind a whole bunch of blocks on the picture an iconic moment in baseball history. I am going to click through the slide that removes a box one at a time. And I'll do it like every 5 seconds or so. You have to try to name me the picture that's behind the boxes as fast as you can. All right. So here's the first one. Name this famous MLB moment. Here we go. Yes, nice job, Chad. Good. Cal Ironman. Yep, nice job. Big show choke slam. Ripken's game streak. Yep, Cal Ripken. Good. Yep, nice job. Cal Ripken Ironman moment. Yeah, nice job, fellas. Good. All right. Here is the next one. Yep, Cal breaking the games record. Yes, nice job. Yeah, I know. I love that one too. Maybe I'll put that one in next week. That's a great one. But all right, name this famous MLB moment. Here we go. We have definitely talked about this moment quite a bit on this show. We talk about it a lot. One of the best moments in Major League Baseball history right here. For sure. Anybody got it yet? Probably should at this point. Yeah, nice, John. Got it. It is definitely the Nolan and Robin fight for sure. Yep. Good. One of the best moments ever. Yep. Nolan Ryan kicking the crap out of Ventura. Good. Yep. Nice. Yep. Yeah, I don't think you meant Roger. I think you meant Ryan. I got you, Captain. Yeah, Nolan Ryan fight. Good. Yeah. I still don't know what's going through Robin Ventura's mind right here, Arnold. I'm with you. Like, what? Who thought it was a great idea to charge Nolan Ryan? I mean, just 6 shots straight to the dome. I mean, yeah, yeah. Ryan absolutely kicking his butt, dude. Yeah, one of the best moments in MLB history for sure. All right, here's the next one. Name the famous MLB moment. Anybody got this one yet? Yeah, this one I did a little bit quick for you guys, but this is the Kirk Gibson walk-off homer. Yes, good. Yep, good. Kirk Gibson homer. Yeah, I know you guys are on a delay, so this one's a little tough, but you got it. Yeah, nice job, Gibson. Nice work. Nice job, fellas. Yep, Kirk Gibson's walk-off homer. Good. Yep, there is Walt Weiss in the background. You're right. That's funny. Yep, World Series walkout homer. Yep, nice job, Captain. Good. All right, here's the next one. Name this famous MLB moment. One of the best plays in Major League history, if not the best play in Major League history. Pretty iconic building there. Yeah. Absolutely. The Willie Mays, the catch. Nice job. Y'all got it. Chad got it. John Temple got it. John Carter got it. Yep. Good. Nice job. Willie Mays. Nice job. Arnold. And then Cap'n got it. Yeah. The Mays catch in the polo ground. Yeah. So he talks about this catch and he's like, it's not even the catch that he was more proud of was the throw back in to keep the runners from scoring. So yeah, 460 to dead center, man. I can't. It's absolutely crazy. Get the ball out of the ballpark there would be insane. But yeah, Willie Mays, the catch. Good. All right. Here's the next one. Name this famous MLB moment. As I'm a fan of this team, this was the biggest moment in their team history. This memory will be forever cemented in my brain. No, not the Big Mac 62. That's a good guess. Yeah, Red Sox, good. The '04 Final Out World Series. Yes, good, Chad. Yep. I mean, Red Sox in '04. I was in college when this happened, man. It was absolute chaos after they broke the curse. It is just forever cemented in my head, that entire playoff run. I mean, classes were canceled. Everybody was watching the World Series like on the grotto at college. Like, I just absolutely incredible. And then the party that went on after was absolutely insane. Yeah. So yeah, this was the last out of the World Series. I know Minkiewicz got up there for sure, man. As you would, like, the history behind them finally winning. Absolutely incredible moment for Red Sox fans everywhere, and honestly for baseball fans, for the Red Sox to finally win. Yeah, and Chad, I think everybody remembers where they were when the Red Sox finally broke it. Um, just absolutely incredible. I just remember, like, the party after was wild. But yeah, Red Sox break the curse in '04. All right. Name this famous MLB moment. This one was actually a trivia question a couple weeks ago about this guy being the oldest to do this feat. Yes, good, Arnold. Bartolo Colon, oldest to hit his first home run. Yep, Chad, good. The Cologne home run, good. Yeah, that was the Arnold. Yeah, got it. That was the trivia question a couple weeks ago. Was who is the oldest player to hit his first home run, his first career home run? Um, and it was Bartolo Colon. Yep, Bartolo home run, Captain, good. John Carter got it. John Temple got it. Good. Yeah, I know you said Barstool, but you meant Bartolo. I got you, John. Let's fucking go, Mets. Nice job, Arnold. All right. I think I have one or two more. I can't remember. Maybe just one more. But here we go. Oh, this is the last one. Name this famous MLB moment. Oh, good guess. The Joe Carter, not Joe Carter. It's a good guess. It was the Batista bat flip for sure. Yeah, bat flip Batista. Good. John Carter got it. Good. Yeah, this is really tricky to do on a time delay, but yeah, it's tough. Captain, good guess with a Carter walk off, not that. But this, I mean, this is kind of, I mean, yes, we had bat flips before, but this is where it really started to pick up was after this bat flip by Batista. And he paid for it. Rougned Odor definitely made him pay for this bat flip the next time that they saw him. Still one of the hardest hits I've ever seen in the MLB was Odor just connecting with him. And then Jose Ramirez following that up and knocking out Tim Anderson a couple of years later. But yeah, this bat flip was ridiculous. It was so cool. I've said this before on oh yeah, so yeah, he got punched in the face, Captain. It was the next season. The Blue Jays are playing in Texas, and Batista slides hard into second base, and he gets up and he just squares off with Rougned Odor, and Odor dodges and then just comes with a right hook and just smokes Batista right in the side of the face. And then by that time, the teammates had pulled him off. But yeah, this bat flip earned him a punch in the face by Odor. Yeah, you got to look it up if you haven't seen it. He clocks him pretty good. Well, yeah, tried to make him pay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this bat flip was ridiculous. I had a T-shirt during Christmas that I wore during a softball tournament. It said "Merry Flipping Christmas," and it had Batista's bat, this picture on it. Absolutely incredible. But yeah. All right. So how did you guys like that segment? Was that one fun for you guys, or was it a little choppy? I know with the time delay, it was a little weird. Oh yeah, for sure. Odor kept receipts for sure. Absolutely. There's a few guys in the major leagues that keep receipts, and I wouldn't want to mess with them. But yeah, that one was kind of fun to put together. I was thinking about maybe doing it with players too, maybe like mixing that with like the who is this guy. So instead of just giving you the picture right away, I could do that slowly through that as well. So I might mix those two together. But if you guys like it, maybe I'll just keep them separate and keep the iconic moments behind it. But all right, so you guys liked it, so that was good. All right, perfect. Thanks for the feedback. All right. Pretty cool. I try to be like creative with that stuff, as you guys know. Like I've done like AI pictures to like describe a player. I try to come up with original stuff that you guys don't see on other like baseball shows and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy my creativity because I love trying to come up with new ways to do different types of baseball trivia. So glad you liked it. But all right, fellas, the floor is yours now. Whatever you want to talk about, throw it out there. I've gone through my spiel. We can definitely still talk about whatever you guys want to at this point. Anything's on the table. I know WBC's coming up. I know in about a year, but with Scanes announcing that he wants to be in for sure. Is there anybody else that you would like to see on the roster that hasn't already committed? For me, I need to see more starters like Scanes on the roster because that was the glaring weakness for the U.S. last year, or in 2023. I mean, that was the glaring weakness for me. What do you guys think? Who would you like to see in that starting rotation with Scanes? I know we talked about it a little bit here and there, but on the U.S. roster, who would you like to see in that rotation? For me, I think I would take all the guys in Seattle that I can. I would take Corbin Burns. And my sleeper, honestly, Logan Webb. I would love Logan Webb in there. I think the other countries would have a tough time with Logan Webb and his sinker. They would just pound it into the ground. And the guy's a workhorse. I would really love to see him. Gilbert and Wu. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Where's Brian Wu from? He's from California. He's from Oakland. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that at all. Now, I mean, it is hard. Pitchers are hard, right? Because we have a lot of guys that have elbow injuries. Scooble is, I mean, duh, right? That guy would just tear through. Spencer Strider's a great one, Chad. I agree with you there. The thing with Strider, though, is will he want to commit coming back from the Tommy John? I mean, it's a year out. Then he pulled his hammy, so he was kind of on the show for a little bit. Does Strider want to risk the injury to go to the WBC? I would love to see him there. I'm with you. I put Strider in that rotation for sure. You go Matt Brash out of the pen. I don't hate that, John. But imagine that. You go Scanes, Gilbert, Wu, Scooble, Strider. I mean, phew. Oh, and this is another great one. Max Fried. Yeah, we talked about him. His name came up. Yeah, and John's right back on you, Chad Fried, for sure. You get Fried and Scooble. Two of the best lefties, if not the two best lefties going right now. Yeah, absolutely insane. I'm kicking the idea about going to the Houston for WBC and they need pitching. Yeah, for sure. Griffin Jacks out of the pen. I love that one, John. That's a great one. Yeah, let's just go right around the lineup. All right. So outfielders, who do we want to see? Or we'll start behind the plate. So Cal Raleigh, I'm with you 100%. I think it's Cal Raleigh. I would think you could juggle around Will Smith. Would JT Realmuto be there? I think he's kind of on the backside. He's kind of had an off year, but he still doesn't hurt you. But I think I'm with you. I think it's got to be Cal behind the dish at this point, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, Realmuto's still not doing terribly. 241, 5 homers, 38 hits. I mean, but for me, I think it's Cal, no brainer. So this is a good question, Chad. Will owners try to put a no-compete clause for WBC and next CBA because of injury at risk? So most of them have like insurance on their contracts, right? So like even if they go to the WBC and get injured, like they have insurance that will pay them. So I don't know if they'll put like no compete clauses on there if there isn't already one in their contract. So chances are that they'll be fine to go if their contracts are insured. So I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. It could. Yeah, Adley Rushman. So Arnold and John, you're definitely with it. Adley Rushman could definitely be a guy behind the dish for sure. Torkelson at first. I mean, I think that's Bryce Harper's to have this go around. If Torkelson keeps it up, he could be in the next one in what would be 2029. I don't hate Torkelson there for sure, but I think it's Bryce Harper, and Bryce Harper's the one that's trying to recruit everybody because he missed the last one because of the elbow surgery. So he's all in and he's trying to stack it himself. Like everybody that comes to first base, he's like, hey, in for the WBC. So yeah. And John, I kind of agree with this. With a pending strike, I'd be shocked if this WBC wasn't stacked by all teams. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the CBA is up at the end of 2026. So these players know that they got to keep baseball moving forward. And the last WBC was so freaking good. I mean, we had so many live watch parties, like watching that thing. It was so electric, and it brought so many fans back to the ballpark and put a spark in baseball that it needed. I hope it does that to carry us through this lockout that is going to be absolutely insane. But we will see. Yeah, I don't know. But Torkelson at first, that's not a bad one. But I think that's Harper's position to have. Second base and shortstop. Who we got? I mean, is that a place where you put Mookie? Do you put in Bobby Witt at short? You got Gunnar Henderson. Do you put Gunnar Henderson at second, maybe? and you start Bobby Witt Jr. because I think Bobby Witt Jr. is on this starting lineup this year. I think he has to be. Trey Turner was great for the U.S. last go around, but he's had a tough go of it this season. He doesn't look the same. I think it's definitely Witt at third. Do you put Gunnar at third or second, possibly? Who else going to round out the infield there? Arenado's kind of on the back nine of his career. Does he go to third? Matt Chapman, maybe. I don't know. What are you guys thinking at third? Mookie at second or Bo Bichette? Goodness, Gunnar third, Mookie second, Witt at short. I don't mind that. Witt and Betts up the middle for sure, Captain. I'm with you. Yeah, I think you might end up I'm with John Carter. I think you might end up putting Henderson at third. I think Arenado still might be on this team, but he might not be starting. And with Gunnar and Arenado on the team, it gives you a lefty-righty in that position. So I don't mind that. But I think I'm with you guys. I think I'm Witt and Betts up the middle with Gunnar at third because you're going to find guys to fill out the outfield. I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, I like that a lot. I would take that in a heartbeat. All right, outfielders, who we got? I mean, does Mike Trout go back? I mean, injury or not, does he's expressed that he wants to go back. So, I mean, Mike Trout's in there. You put Jackson Merrill somewhere. Does he make this team? Machado plays for the DR. So he'll be on the Dominican Republic team. Yeah, I mean, I would take Machado at third for sure, but he's going to play. That Dominican Republic team will be stacked for sure. Yeah, and I'm with you, Chad, here. I think Mookie is going to be in the infield. Too many outfielders. I agree fully. I don't know who even goes to the WBC in the outfield there. There's so many guys. Oh goodness, I don't know. Let's see, who do they got? Oh, they got some middle infielders. They got Corey Seager, Trey Turner, Bobby Witt. So Corey Seager. So I mean, obviously outfielders. You got Judge Corbin Carroll for sure. I am all about Corbin Carroll. You guys know how I am about my D-backs. Corbin Carroll for sure. Judge and Merrill. I don't hate that at all, and agree that Trout should DH. Yeah, I'm with you there. Let's see what they said for outfielders here in this article. Bleacher Report released like the potential. So they got Trout, Betts, Judge, Harper, Harris, Michael Harris, and Corbin Carroll. So they got Betts here in the outfield for Bleacher Report. I'm with you guys. I don't think Betts plays in the outfield there. I think he goes in as your second baseman. They have Pete Alonso. He's definitely going to be in there. So you got Pete Alonso, Austin Riley, Gunnar Henderson. I forgot those guys at the corners. They're going to be good. Yeah, middle infielders, they just have Corey Seager, Trey Turner, Bobby Witt. So they have nothing to say about second baseman here. So that's Mookie's spot for sure, I think. Kyle Tucker. My goodness, forgot about him too. Absolutely love Tucker. Royce Lewis off the bench. I don't hate that either. That dude comes up in big spots and just cranks baseballs. Again, if he's healthy and ready to go. But Tucker, Judge, and Trout for me, I'm going back with this, Cap, and I agree. I would take Trout out of here, and I put Corbin Carroll here, because you need a speed guy. If you have, imagine Corbin Carroll, Bobby Witt hitting 1-2 with Judge behind them. My goodness, I I can't even imagine what that. Oh, God, this is another great one, Captain. Riley Green. This dude's an animal. Yeah, I mean, Riley Green's so good. I'm with you, Captain. And John, Tucker and Judge, and just pick a guy. Yeah, I think I could go play for the WBC with these two in here in the outfield too. Yeah, Michael Harris, Matt Olson would be great additions too on the bench. Agree. Matt Olson in a big spot, need a bomb. Good for him. Harris is a speed guy. Yeah, and trying to think of a full lineup too. What makes a great team for sure. I mean, you want some right-handed lineups in there for, if you face a lefty, you want some left-handed heavy lineups. If you got a righty in there, you got a great select. Kyle Schwarber came up huge for Team USA last year or in 2023. I think he probably wants to go back. A vendor selling popcorn and left. Yeah, I mean, legit. You got those two. It doesn't matter. There's the outfield is so deep. How do you just pick them? And I mean, I thought Cedric Mullins was kind of a weird pick in the 2023, but I love Cedric Mullins. I love him as a player. I don't think he quite makes the spot here on this one. I know he had the chance. Maybe he's the type of guy that says, hey, I had my chance at the WBC. I'm going to give it to somebody else. I'm going to give it to a younger kid. I don't know. I think you do want a couple of veterans on there that have been there and have done it, have been through the process. And like I said, love Cedric Mullins. But Jamie Moyer in the starting rotation would definitely be an upgrade from what they had last year. I'm with you for sure. But let's just see who they were thinking for starting pitchers here. So starting pitchers, I'm going to take Garrett Cole off this list because obviously coming back from Tommy John, he's not going to do it. But they got Corbin Burns, Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola's had a terrible year. Maybe replace him with Zach Wheeler, Fried, Strider, Hunter Green, Andrew Painter. That's an interesting one that they have there. But I think you put Scooble for sure. I mean, unless he's playing for somebody else, they haven't even mentioned anything about him in this article. Yeah, he's from California, so I'm putting Scooble in there for sure. Yeah, I'll play second base. I don't care if I get stepped on or slid into. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think Griffey is the hitting coach, and then who? Let's see here. And then DeRosa is going back as the manager, I believe. Let's see, 2026 coaches. Andy Pettit, Brian McCann, Matt Holliday's the hitting coach, and then Mark DeRosa. So, yeah, but I'm sure Griffey's going to be involved with that somehow. I think he was last year. Andrew Painter, the Christian Leitner, the Stream Team. Yeah, 1,000%. I thought we were going to get one without a Moyer reference. Nope. Sorry, Captain. That's pretty much like the moniker of this show. It's not a show. It's not a rounding third podcast without a Moyer reference for sure. Actually sent him a message on Instagram, so we'll see what happens there. But I don't know how much Jamie Moyer checks his Instagram, but it'd be pretty insane if he just showed up here one day. I agree with this statement 1,000%, Chad. I love how much the players have pride in this. I wish the All-Star would go to a North America versus World format. That would be pretty interesting, especially now since like the All-Star game doesn't mean anything. It's not for World Series home field advantage or anything like that. I would definitely go for that. I would go for a North America versus World format. That'd be cool for sure. Yeah, I'm excited about the WBC. I want it to get here, but I don't want it at the same time because that means we're only 6 months away from being locked out. So it's going to be tough. I don't know. Nice work, John, Jonathan, and Johnny. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just I'm excited for it. It's going to be an epic, what is it, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of baseball, like it was in 2023. It's only going to get better. The competition's only gotten better. But the teams to worry about: Japan, Dominican Republic, Mexico puts a sneaky team in there. Puerto Rico is always fairly good. So it's going to be a good one. But I just want to see the Czech Republic team again and see all the plumbers come off their day jobs to go play in the WBC against the world's best. I thought that was the coolest story of 2023 WBC. Was all these Joe Schmoes that play men's league in Czech Republic got a bid to the World Baseball Classic. I think that's incredible. But hopefully Great Britain's uniforms are a little better than last year's. But yeah. All right. Anything else, fellas? We got any other topics we want to discuss tonight? I am up for whatever. What do we got? What about Trevor Bauer? Wouldn't he be eligible to pitch for Team Mexico at this point? Huh? Too soon? No? I'll cap in another great one. Venezuela is going to be they're always good too. Wouldn't surprise me if Miggy comes out of retirement and plays on that team and just absolutely rakes. Venezuela is always good. They'll have Ronald Acuna. That's a great one. I always forget about Venezuela, and I shouldn't. Let's see who else is going to be possibly on that roster. Altuve, Andres Jimenez, Luis Ariz. I mean, goodness gracious. Let's see who they're projecting. Let's see. They're thinking for okay. Here's the Dominican Republic lineup that they're projecting. Listen to this one. This one's silly. We got Julio Rodriguez, Ellie De La Cruz, Juan Soto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Rafael Devers, Jose Ramirez, Fernando Tatis Jr., Ketel Marte, and Yainer Diaz for that DR team. Pitching staff: Framber Valdez, Luis Castillo, Sandy Alcantara, Freddie Peralta, Felix Bautista. Yikes. My goodness. That DR team could be ridiculous. Team Italy's. It's not bad. Anthony Volpe, Michael Conforto, Brandon Nimmo, Vinny Pasquantino, Jack Caglianone, Logan O'Hoppe, Sal Frelick, Nicky Lopez, and Thomas Sagasi. That's not terrible. I mean, their pitching's not great. Japan's looks ridiculous. I'm not going to try to even read those. Team Mexico, they're thinking Duran, Rosarina, Paredes, Joey Meneses, Alejandro Kirk, Urias, Alec Thomas, Marcelo Mayer, with Javier Assad, Sandoval, Urquidy, and Andres Munoz. Puerto Rico, you got Lindor, Correa. Oh, Riley Green is going to possibly play for Puerto Rico. Tristan Casas, Melendez, Ramos, Castro, Jose Miranda, Christian Vasquez. But they got Lugo, Barrios, Stroman, and Diaz. The United States roster, we kind of picked apart already. Venezuela, here we go. Jackson Chorio, Altuve, Acuna Jr., Santander, William Contreras, Gino Suarez, Francisco Alvarez, Luis Ariz, Andres Jimenez. That Venezuela team could be a sleeper for sure. There it is. My Philippines hat is sick. Yeah, that was a good one. That's your lineup on the show. Yeah, for sure. I did talk about it earlier. How am I feeling about Marcelo Mayer? The debut was tough. I mean, he was 0 for 4, 3 Ks, but good at bats, and I'm okay with that. We've always said like the step between AAA and the MLB is a big step. You're playing against the best pitching in the world, so it's a big step. He did get his first MLB hit today. Nice single to left. And it was a nice touch by the first baseman to actually hand him the baseball on the base, which was pretty cool. And then Meyer was just like, yeah, just put it in the dugout and, I'll talk about it later. But I like it. I mean, it's going to be tough because Bregman being out for an extended period of time, it looks like, is going to hurt a lot. Is Mayer going to fill that hole? I sure hope so. But I'm glad he's up here. I want to see what this kid has at this level. Now I'm just waiting for Roman Anthony to get up here. But definitely excited to see what Meyer's got going forward. I think he could be a spark in this lineup. The only thing that kind of stinks about Mayer and Anthony is they're both left-handed. We need right-handed bats in that lineup. That's how I'm feeling about that. But I think Mayer helps this team definitely, especially in the absence of Bregman. 2 managers already axed this year. Who's likely next? So there's actually been 3. So you lost Derek Shelton in Pittsburgh. You lost Bud Black in Colorado. You just lost Brandon Hyde in Baltimore. Who do I think is next? That's a great question. A mid-season fire at this point. I don't know if we'll see another mid-season fire. I think the mid-season fires are done with. I don't see another team really parting with their manager at this point because everybody else is realistically in it. The White Sox aren't going to fire, who is it, Venable out there. They're not going to fire him. So I don't know. I think the next manager to be fired, to be completely honest, is from my Boston Red Sox. I think it's Cora. He has been a 500 manager since 18, really. He hasn't done anything to get this team over the hump. The Red Sox don't make the playoffs. I think he's the first to go in. I think he's the first to go in the offseason. And Captain, it's not a low blow. I think Harrison and I have been pretty vocal about this. Is he has this team playing 500 baseball, and they have the talent where they shouldn't be. This Red Sox team should be way better than they are. They're underperforming. I think Cora could be the first manager to go in the offseason if they don't make the playoffs. Boone, if the Yankees go one and done, I don't know, man. I thought the Yankees should have fired Aaron Boone 3 years ago, and they gave him an extension through, I think, 2029 or something silly like that. The Yankees love this dude for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't get it. But his end game management is just as bad as Alex Cora's. Like, I always question what he's doing with a bullpen. I mean, granted, there's not much to work with on both teams when it comes to bullpen, but they both get stuck in ruts and doing the same thing. And even if it doesn't work, they still stay in that rut and they don't try to change it up. But I mean, Boone could go. But the Yankees don't fire anybody. That's the hard part. They're just like, oh, it's fine. We'll just give him an extension. Yeah, if the Twins hit a skid, management wants to blame Rocco. Personally, I really like him. Yeah, I like Rocco Baldelli too. I think he's a great fit there. And I think the Twins players love him, and I think the fans do. I mean, you're showing it right now, John. I mean, I hate that management just points to Rocco or any manager for any reason. But we're also not obviously there. We don't know the type of relationships they have with management. So it's hard to make that call if there's any like little beef going on between them. But yeah, I could see that if Twins hit a skid, I think he could go possibly. And yeah, Yankees royalty from that homer in 03. Yeah, 1,000%. Absolutely. Do the injuries the last couple of seasons think about keeping him? Keeping who? Cora, Boone, or Baldelli? Like which one of those three? Because I think that kind of pertains to all three of them, really. I don't know. for all three, it's tough. I think the organizations like what they bring to the team, but at the same time, like the three of them aren't really bringing them results either. I think that's what's tough about it is, yeah, Cora's great with the guys, Boone's great with the guys, and from all accounts, Baldelli's great with his guys. But like, if it's not translating to wins, okay, so you're talking about Cora. I mean, possibly. I mean, maybe they will have some leeway there. I don't know. I think at some point they're going to be like, you need to start winning ball games here, or we're going to replace you. Because there's a guy sitting on that Red Sox bench right now that I would love to see in the manager seat. I've heard stories that he doesn't want it, but I want him in there. And that's Jason Varitek. I would love Jason Varitek in that. I think he could manage a game. I think he could manage the kids on the field. I'm all about Jason Varitek. And track record, MLB track record, who makes the best managers? Former catchers. Look at the track record, right? It's there. I mean, look at how many former catchers are in the game now on the bench, right? Stephen Vogt. You had a ton at one point. Mike Sosa, wow. Mike Sosa back in the day. They tend to make the best managers. So I don't know. I think Cora could be the first one to go in the offseason if the Red Sox don't make the playoffs. So I'm with you there, Chad. But I think he could skate by this year because of the injuries. So yeah, Seattle played the blame game on Scott Service last year. Yeah, I mean, someone does have to go, right? And for like Boone, the reason I thought he was going, I think it was a couple years ago, was the Yankees fired the entire coaching staff. So I'm like, all right, like Boone's got to go. If they're firing the entire coaching staff, Boone's got to go. Nope. They keep him, and then they tell him to like pick new coaching staff, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And now they're in the same boat as they were. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Yeah, and you're right, Arnold, because catchers are essentially game managers already. I agree. I think that's why they're the best. Yep, Dan Wilson. Yep, former catcher. Great. Yeah. Chad says, I could see Varitek taking his first gig away from Boston, less of a spotlight. I could too. If there's a team that comes in and blows the socks off and, pardon the pun, and wants to offer him, and it's the right situation for Jason Varitek, I think he could lunge at it. I don't want to see him leave Boston. I think what he could bring to the game in Boston, to the Red Sox, would be huge. I don't want to see him in another uniform. It would make me vomit. He's my favorite player of all time. But I would love to see it. Yeah, major league utility infielders, MLB catchers are where you need to find your managers. 1,000% agree, Captain. Yeah, with you. So I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know who the next one is to go, because no matter what the Reds do, they're not going to fire Francona. He's there for the rebuild. He's there to bring that franchise over the hump there. Guardians aren't going to get rid of Stephen Vogt. AJ Hinch has got that Tigers team playing out of their minds. So nobody out of the Central. I mean, maybe if the Royals collapse, maybe they get rid of Quatraro, but I don't know. That's a great question. Yankees won't fire Boone because they can't admit mistakes. They'll just throw money at players and try to fix it. Yep, just hit the nail right on the head there. You are 1,000% right. I'm with you. Yeah, they will just throw money at it. Hope it goes away. Hope it fixes the problem. But I mean, to the Yankees' credit, they've had a lot of injuries early this year, and they've fought through them, and they've hit their way out of them. Now, it helps that you got the best hitter in the game and Aaron Judge on your team. But Austin Wells having a great year. Ben Rice having a good start. It's Yeah, absolutely incredible. But yeah, thanks, Captain. Appreciate it. Great show. We hope Harrison can make it for Thursday. Yeah, I hope so too. I know you guys are sick and tired of me just rambling on here, but really appreciate it. And again, happy belated, Captain, if you're taking off. But really appreciate you coming on every time. But should Soto hustle more, and should we care? I talked about this a little bit on Thursday. I don't have a problem with a player slowing up if the play's been made, right? You hit a dribbler to first and you're busting it out of the box, and then he catches it cleanly and he's trotting over for the first. You know you're going to be out. Fine. Like, back off, take it easy, don't get hurt. It's a long grind. It's 162 games. Get it. But the ball he hit up the middle against the Yankees, and he just kind of like dogged it out of the box, I think is an issue, because he should have beaten that out. Now, I know that's one play, but I also get the grind of 162. I really do. I understand it. But what kind of message does that send your team as the leader of the Mets? And I mean, you can argue Lindor is the leader of that team, but for me, if Soto's not hustling, everyone else is just like, okay, so why should we care? But yeah, I think it's, you got to hustle out of the box until the ball's caught or the play is made in front of you, right? Then pull up and take it easy. But sometimes that's when your injuries happen, is when you pull up, right? You pull up, you pop a hamstring, pull a quad. Look at Bregman. I mean, he was actually going full speed because he was rounding the base, but as soon as he stopped and kind of went back, that's when the quad let go. John, I'm with you. Also, he's 26, not 36. Move that butt. Yeah, I agree. And Arnold, I'm with you. I absolutely hate when players watch their hits when they think it's a home run. I always taught you to hustle every play. Yeah, that one's tough. Now, listen, these guys are good enough to know that if they hit a ball and they don't feel it leave the bat, and it's just an absolute rocket, I have no issues with them standing and watching it. If it's 450 plus, yeah, stand and admire that puppy, because you know it has no chance of staying in the ballpark. But these ones that are wall scrapers, dude, I'd be standing on second base before I went into my home run trot. I would never trust that it would leave the ballpark. These guys know if they've gotten it or if they've missed it. So I'm with you there for sure. It's a grind for 162, but that's why he's making $700 million, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, get it. Absolutely get it. I would run through a brick wall if somebody told me to, if they were paying me $700 million. I would. Yeah, I'm with you. But yeah, so Julio had a Soto moment on Saturday when Pena booted a routine grounder and got thrown out at first, when Pena did a literal 360 to find the ball, and it wasn't close either. Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough one. I mean, and I get it happens, but it shouldn't. It shouldn't. It's crazy. Yeah, you can pimp it, but don't ever be wrong. I mean, that's perfect. Love it. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you would run through a brick wall too for 700 million. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Not a major leaguer here. I have known every time I hit a home run, it was a home run. Yeah, agree. Like I hit a few in high school, and I know that I hit it. It was gone, right? If there was one that was, I knew that had a chance, but it could fall short, like I was hustling. Like I wasn't just dogging it. Like I don't get it. I mean, granted, in Maine baseball, we played 16 games, so it was balls to the wall all the time. But yeah, you got to hustle out of the box until they stop you, or you're out, right? One of the best players that does that right now, again, kind of Red Sox homerism, is Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran thinks every ball that he hits into the outfield, whether it's a worm burner through the right side, he thinks every time he can get on second base. So that puts so much pressure on the outfielders and the infielders, because they know they got to be quick with the ball because he's hustling every single time, right? And the outfielders are just one slight bobble away from Jarren Duran taking second base. That puts a lot of pressure on a defense if you're going 110 miles an hour, right? So, like, even if you're not the fastest guy and you're busting it out of the box, it still pressures on the defense. If they know that you're just lollygagging, they know they can take it off the chest, keep it in front, have time to pick it up and throw it out if you're just trotting down to first. Yeah. Never watched where the ball went ever, just ran and watched my base coaches, that's how it's supposed to be done. Yep. I grew up watching Puckett, always hustled. That's how I played. Yeah. And that's how I did too. I always hustled everywhere. Hustled in practice, hustled on the field, on the game. I ran from the dugout to my position and never walked or trotted. I ran. And it just, some people play the game differently, and it is what it is. But I would prefer to watch a hustler. That's why I love watching Jarren Duran. I think he's electric. Every time he's up to bat and he puts the ball in play, he's a 110% effort. I hit an inside the park home run once in a tournament travel ball, but it was a line drive hitter, speed guy growing up. Nice. Yeah, nothing about me was built for speed. So I never got inside the park home run. I think maybe 2 career triples in my life, but those were mistakes. But yeah. Yeah, Jose Ramirez is that dude also. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Yeah. Now in men's league, I'm 44, not so much. Dude, I feel that. Like I destroyed my knee and then kind of came back, and huge knee brace. I'm still playing. I'm like running as fast as I can. It was, I maybe got down the first baseline in about 12 seconds flat, but I still gave it all I had. But I agree. Like, men's league is I call it grown man's little league because that's pretty much what it is. But it was still a blast. But I still gave my effort. I still gave it all I got. What I had wasn't much, but I still gave all that effort for sure. But oh man. All right, fellas. You got anything else? Last call for the evening. I'm gonna see what we got here. Let's see if any other news has come in so far since we've been on. It looks like Adley Rushman left the game after getting hit in the mask, so it might be might be concussion protocol. Let's see. Cubs win. Jeez. Caglianone hit 2 more homers tonight, 459-foot dinger, 4 straight games with a homer. My God, that kid's ready. He's going to be up soon. So Mayer got 2 hits today, so that's cool. But yeah, the best teams usually built with 1 or 2 boppers. The rest of the guys are grinders. See 2004 Red Sox, and I hate to admit it, but 90s Yankees teams. Yeah, great teams are next guy up, right? Not necessarily hitting, because you think about it, sometimes home runs are rally killers, right? They are. You clear the bases, it's just kind of like the pitcher can all right, I can reset, get back at it. If you just got base hit, double, base hit, walk, base hit, double, triple, it's tough. You get into that rut, you can't get out of it. It's hard to get outs when you get into that rut as a pitcher. A home run can kind of clear your mind and reset. But that's how those Yankees teams were built for sure. Oh yeah, Caglianone is a beast on a different level. Listen, all these major league guys are elite athletes. I consider myself, growing up, I was a pretty good athlete, three sport athlete. Played in college, played baseball in college. Like I was pretty dang good baseball player. I'm not even close to what these guys are. This is a different level of human being. They are completely different, on a different level for sure. But yeah, absolutely. That would be a good matchup. Yeah, Detroit, KC. New York and Anaheim will definitely be interesting to see if Anaheim is legit or not. The big West Coast trip for the Yankees here. I know they went to Colorado. They went to they were in Seattle. They were in Colorado. They just played in Oakland. Then they're going to no, they weren't in Oakland. Where were they? Maybe they were. I don't remember. But yeah, that would be a big one. Yep. And then Yankees in LA. That would be a good one too. I know LA and the Mets, that was a decent series. But there's some good matchups coming up. So can't wait to buckle in for some baseball this week. But all right. I'm going to call it a night, fellas. As always, thank you so much for helping me carry this show. You guys are absolutely incredible. Tell all your friends about us that love baseball. Bring them into this community. Like, you guys are the foundation of our community, and we really, really appreciate it. The support that you give me and Harrison, show after show is incredible. I love that you come. You're respectful, talk baseball in the chat. It means more to us than you guys know. So we really do appreciate it. And I love that you guys are messaging me on the side on Facebook and stuff like that too. And we're just like excited about talking about baseball. Love that. That's what we want to build this community as. It's just dudes sitting around talking baseball. So absolutely love it. I will pass the message along to Harrison. I'll try to get him back for sure. Thursday. Like I said, he was really close to coming on today, late minute scratch. I'll talk to the GM and see if we can activate him off the IL. Great show. Tell Harrison to get off that COD. I will be all over him about that for sure, because we have some games on the show to catch up on. So, but yeah, I'll let him know. But hopefully we'll get him back Thursday. And till then, enjoy the week of baseball, fellas. We will see you Thursday. Go Sox, go Mariners, go Twins, go Braves, go whoever you root for. Love it. Everybody but the Yankees and Dodgers. See you Thursday. Bye, fellas.